So when I look at the overall situation for the industry as a whole in the US, it's not very bright. It's far removed from what it was just a few months ago.
Consumer Reports has just released a new set of data, and it's sending shockwaves through the entire car industry. This isn't just any report, it's a deeply revealing, thoroughly researched collection of insights that have left automakers and car buyers alike questioning the status quo. From unexpected shifts in reliability ratings to surprising feedback on customer satisfaction, these findings have turned conventional wisdom about car brands upside down. So what is it about this data that's so game-changing, and why is everyone from car manufacturers to industry experts paying such close attention? These findings could have far-reaching consequences for how cars are designed, marketed, and sold, and they reveal a lot about what today's consumers truly value when it comes to choosing their next vehicle. We're going to break down the highlights of this report and explore what it all means for car makers, consumers, and the future of the auto industry. The importance of Consumer Reports. To understand why this report is causing such a stir, let's first talk about Consumer Reports and why it holds such a unique place in the auto industry. For decades, Consumer Reports has been a trusted source of information, especially for car buyers looking for reliable, unbiased reviews. Consumer Reports is known for its thorough approach to data collection, using surveys, long-term testing, and real consumer feedback to compile ratings that are as objective as possible. What makes Consumer Reports especially powerful is its independence. Unlike traditional advertising or paid reviews, Consumer Reports' ratings are completely impartial. The organization doesn't accept advertising dollars from automakers, which means its findings are based purely on data, not brand relationships or marketing budgets. When Consumer Reports gives a car high marks, buyers can feel confident that it's because of the car's quality, performance, or value, not because of any behind-the-scenes sponsorship. Over the years, Consumer Reports has built a reputation as an industry watchdog of sorts. A positive review from Consumer Reports can boost a car model's popularity, while a poor rating can lead to declines in sales or even trigger design changes from manufacturers. In some cases, automakers have taken Consumer Reports' feedback seriously enough to rework their models entirely, all in an effort to gain a stronger standing in future reports. This makes Consumer Reports' annual car report one of the most anticipated releases in the industry, and it's exactly why this new set of data is making such an impact. Key findings from the new Consumer Reports data. Now, let's dive into the findings that have left so many people in the industry stunned. This latest Consumer Reports data covers a wide range of categories, from reliability and fuel efficiency to customer satisfaction and safety. But perhaps the most surprising revelations come in the area of reliability scores and owner satisfaction. One of the most unexpected shifts in this report was the performance of several well-established car brands. Brands that have traditionally been seen as paragons of reliability have dropped in the rankings, while some newer or previously overlooked brands have soared to the top. This shakeup has left industry insiders wondering if consumer tastes and priorities have evolved, or if these trusted brands may have lost their way. For example, certain luxury brands often associated with prestige and performance received notably low marks for long-term reliability. Issues such as frequent breakdowns, expensive repairs, and technology glitches were highlighted as common complaints among owners of these high-end models. On the flip side, several smaller brands that were once seen as more budget-friendly options emerged as leaders in owner satisfaction and reliability. This has caught many by surprise, as it challenges the long-standing assumption that a higher price tag necessarily equates to better quality. The report also highlighted certain models that are exceeding expectations in terms of fuel efficiency, a factor that continues to grow in importance among today's buyers. With rising fuel costs and in Consumer Report seized environmental awareness, consumers are putting a greater emphasis on cars that offer both performance and efficiency. Models that blend these qualities have been rated highly, reflecting a shift in consumer priorities towards sustainable and economical choices. So what's driving these unexpected results? It seems that consumers are in Consumer Reports, easily looking for value-driven options, cars that offer a reliable, enjoyable experience without breaking the bank. This trend towards practicality and reliability, even in the luxury segment, signals a potential shift in the industry, as brands may need to rethink what they offer in order to stay competitive. The impact on electric vehicles and emerging technologies. A significant focus of this latest Consumer Reports data is on electric vehicles and other emerging automotive technologies. As EVs become a central part of the industry's future, consumer expectations around performance, reliability, and cost are evolving rapidly, and this report highlights just how important these factors have become to potential buyers. What's surprising is that, while EVs are often promoted as the next frontier of automotive technology, they're facing some very real reliability challenges. For instance, the Consumer Reports data suggests that many EVs, particularly those with advanced features like semi-autonomous driving and complex infotainment systems, are experiencing more frequent issues than their gasoline-powered counterparts. These issues often revolve around battery performance, software glitches, and compatibility with charging infrastructure. Despite the high-tech appeal, these problems have caused many EV owners to express frustration, especially when it comes to long-term reliability. For automakers that have invested heavily in EV development, such as Tesla, Ford, and General Motors, these findings are a wake-up call, emphasizing the need to address these tech-related kinks before EVs can truly replace traditional vehicles. Consumer Reports also highlight some of the major hurdles facing EV adoption. Although EVs promise to be more eco-friendly and efficient in the long run, factors like range anxiety and charging accessibility remain significant barriers for many consumers. For example, while battery technology has improved, range limitations still deter some buyers who worry about recharging options on longer journeys. Even with investments in charging infrastructure, the availability of reliable and fast chargers isn't yet on par with gas stations, especially outside urban areas. This is a real concern for consumers who might otherwise consider going electric. Interestingly, some hybrid vehicles are receiving higher marks for reliability than fully electric ones. Many hybrids blend traditional engines with electric capabilities, offering greater range and flexibility while still being more eco-friendly than pure gasoline vehicles. This option appeals to consumers who want to reduce their environmental impact but aren't yet convinced by full EVs. The trend suggests that hybrids may be a middle ground for eco-conscious buyers, at least until EV technology catches up with consumer expectations. Safety ratings and customer confidence. Safety has always been a Consumer Reports crucial factor in car buying decisions, but as vehicles become more complex and reliant on technology, safety ratings have taken on even greater importance. The latest data from Consumer Reports highlights some surprising shifts in safety scores, with certain brands and models underperforming in areas where they once excelled. For consumers, these safety ratings are more than just numbers. They're a key factor in choosing a vehicle they feel confident driving. Some of the biggest surprises in this report come from models equipped with advanced driver assistance systems. While these systems are designed to make driving safer and easier, the Consumer Reports findings indicate that they don't always function as expected, leading to mixed reviews from consumers. For instance, there have been reports of features misinterpreting obstacles or disengaging unexpectedly, which can erode a driver's sense of control. The Consumer Report seized complexity of these systems means that if something goes wrong, it can be difficult for owners to troubleshoot or fix the issue independently. Consumer Reports also highlighted concerns over user interface design within these high-tech safety systems. Some owners found the technology overly complicated or unintuitive, which could lead to frustration or even misuse of safety features. In a recent survey, a significant portion of drivers said they felt uncomfortable relying on ADAS technologies because of their complexity. This finding is Consumer Reports usual for automakers, as it shows that while advanced tech is a selling point, it's only beneficial if users find it accessible and reliable. Another area where safety ratings have made waves is Consumer Reports crash test performance. Some models, including SUVs and larger vehicles that have become popular for their size and perceived safety, didn't perform as expected in Consumer Reports crash tests. This has implications for family buyers, who often prioritize Consumer Reports crash safety when choosing a vehicle. Brands that once boasted top scores in safety may need to reevaluate their designs if they want to regain consumer trust, as these safety ratings can be a deciding factor for many buyers. Shifts in consumer priorities and buying behavior. As we look closer at the new Consumer Reports data, it's clear that consumer priorities are shifting in ways that automakers may not have fully anticipated. Fuel efficiency, once a major driver of car sales, is now just one part of a larger equation as buyers become more concerned with sustainability, value for money, and overall ownership experience. This shift has caused a ripple effect in the industry, particularly for brands known for luxury and performance. One key trend from from the data is that consumers are in consumer reports easily interested in practicality and long-term reliability over luxury features or high-performance specifications. This preference marks a notable departure from the emphasis on prestige and high-end technology that some automakers have championed in recent years. Buyers are now more likely to consider brands that offer proven dependability, user-friendly tech, and cost-effectiveness over flashy add-ons or premium branding. This trend has particularly affected luxury car brands, as many high-end models come with advanced but often unreliable features that don't always stand up to everyday use. The shift towards sustainability is also shaping buying behavior, with more consumers looking for eco-friendly options that reduce their carbon footprint. However, as noted, many buyers are still hesitant to make the leap to full electric, largely due to lingering concerns over battery life and charging infrastructure. This has led to a rise in interest in hybrid models, which offer the environmental benefits of reduced fuel use without the same level of commitment as full EVs. For automakers, this trend suggests that hybrids could play a Consumer Report's critical role in bridging the gap to wider EV adoption. Lastly, the report highlights a growing consumer focus on total cost of ownership, not just the initial purchase price, with factors like maintenance, repair costs, and resale value all impacting a car's long-term value. Consumers are in Consumer Report seasonally making choices based on the overall affordability of a vehicle over time, brand perception, and the rise of new contenders. One of the most surprising revelations in this Consumer Report's data is how it's reshaping the perception of well-known brands, and Consumer Report seeding new opportunities for less established players. Traditionally, big names like Toyota, Honda, Ford, and Chevrolet have dominated reliability and consumer satisfaction rankings. This shift in brand perception has serious implications. For one, it challenges the assumption that long-established brands can automatically command loyalty. Many consumers now see these newer players as viable options, especially when they offer reliable performance at a more affordable price point. This trend could lead major automakers to reconsider their strategies, particularly if they find that new contenders are winning over their once loyal customers with value-driven offerings. At the same time, the report has highlighted some declining scores for traditionally popular brands, which may cause buyers to think twice about these options. Some luxury brands, for instance, have struggled with reliability in recent years, and this is reflected in the Consumer Report's findings. Brands that once benefited from an image of prestige may now need to focus on practicality and long-term dependability to recapture consumer trust. Long-term implications for major automakers. As automakers digest this new data from Consumer Reports, many are likely considering how to adapt their long-term strategies. For some brands, the findings are a call to action, urging them to refocus on reliability, quality control, and consumer satisfaction. In an era where car buyers have endless options at their fingertips, manufacturers can't afford to fall behind on these basics, especially when consumer trust is at stake. One major area for improvement is in quality control and post-purchase support. The report highlights certain common pain points, such as frequent repairs, frustrating software issues, and costly maintenance fees, which have left some car owners feeling disappointed with their purchase. For brands hoping to retain customers, addressing these concerns will be essential. It's not just about getting buyers into the showroom, it's about keeping them satisfied well after they drive off the lot. Some automakers may need to invest in better manufacturing processes or improve customer service policies to reassure buyers that their investment is secure. The report also has significant implications for the development of future models, especially as consumer preferences shift toward efficiency and low maintenance options. In the wake of these findings, automakers may reconsider aspects like design complexity and advanced tech features that don't always add long-term value for consumers. For instance, while some buyers appreciate high-end infotainment systems or cutting-edge driver assistance, others may see them as sources of potential problems if they're not executed well. This feedback could lead brands to refine or simplify their offerings, focusing on features that enhance the driving experience without compromising reliability. Finally, this data is a reminder that consumer preferences are evolving rapidly, and the brands that succeed will be those that remain agile and responsive. Automakers heavily invested in EVs and emerging tech may feel the need to pause and reassess whether their innovations truly align with what consumers want. This adaptability will be key, as brands that quickly integrate feedback and improve on existing issues will be better positioned to maintain a positive reputation and earn repeat customers. environmental concerns, and sustainable models. Consumer Reports data also brings to light a significant in-consumer report sees in demand for environmentally friendly cars, reflecting a growing awareness of climate change and the impact of emissions. More consumers today are looking for cars that minimize their carbon footprint, whether through fuel efficiency, hybrid models, or fully electric vehicles. For automakers, this shift in consumer demand isn't just about offering EVs, it's about committing to sustainability at every stage of production. The report indicates that consumers are particularly focused on the total environmental impact of their vehicles, from manufacturing to disposal. This includes a focus on sustainable materials, ethical sourcing, and energy-efficient production processes. For example, brands that have pledged to reduce their carbon emissions or eliminate waste in production scored well with environmentally conscious buyers. In this new landscape, automakers may find themselves judged not only on the fuel economy of their cars, but also on how they build them. Interestingly, Consumer Reports found that some eco-friendly models, like hybrids, are proving especially popular among those who want to make a more gradual transition to electric driving. Hybrids offer a balance of fuel efficiency and reduced emissions, with fewer of the range and charging concerns that full EVs currently pose. For environmentally conscious buyers who may not have easy access to charging stations, hybrids are a practical choice, and this demand is likely to drive more automakers to invest in hybrid technology as part of a broader sustainability strategy. The pressure for sustainability is only likely to end Consumer Reports sees as automakers face stricter emissions regulations worldwide. Some car makers have already begun to implement greener practices to align with both consumer expectations and regulatory demands. For instance, companies like Ford, Toyota, and Honda have made commitments to reduce emissions in both their manufacturing processes and their vehicles. As this demand for environmental accountability grows, brands that can demonstrate a true commitment to sustainable practices may have a competitive edge. Consumer Reports' data serves as a reminder that for many buyers, a car's environmental impact is now just as important as its horsepower or price tag. Future trends and consumer empowerment. As we wrap up this analysis of the Consumer Reports data, one thing is clear: consumers today are more empowered than ever. Access to transparent, unbiased information is reshaping the car buying experience, making it easier for people to find models that align with their personal values, needs, and budget. This empowerment has major implications for the automotive industry, pushing automakers to adopt practices that reflect the priorities of a new, well-informed generation of buyers. Additionally, this demand for transparency is likely to inspire further advancements in digital platforms and tools that allow buyers to conduct detailed comparisons and read up-to-date reviews. Just as e-commerce has transformed how we shop for everything from clothes to groceries, the car industry is seeing a digital transformation that puts more power in the hands of consumers. Brands that are proactive about responding to these trends by simplifying the buying process, offering clear information, and emphasizing customer education will be positioned to thrive in this Consumer Reports easingly competitive landscape. The Consumer Reports data reminds us that today's car buyers are not only more knowledgeable but also more demanding, expecting quality, sustainability, and a brand they can trust. As we look to the future, it's clear that these expectations will continue to drive change, encouraging innovation that goes beyond superficial features to Consumer Reports rate the better, more sustainable industry. Consumer Reports and the power of transparency. As we've seen throughout this analysis, Consumer Reports is more than just a review source. It's a powerful force in shaping the auto industry. By providing transparent, data-backed insights, CR has earned a unique place of trust with consumers, serving as a bridge between what brands promise and what they actually deliver. For car makers, this transparency can be both an advantage and a challenge. While high ratings from CR can bolster a brand's image, poor performance can serve as a stark reminder that the market standards are constantly rising. What's interesting about this new data is how it reflects the power of transparency in driving change. For example, many consumers are now choosing cars based on factors they might not have prioritized in the past, such as environmental impact, ease of maintenance, or long-term value. By breaking down these details, CR enables consumers to make fully informed choices, pushing car makers to keep pace with evolving expectations. This trend toward transparency is creating an automotive environment where consumers feel more empowered and confident, armed armed with the knowledge to choose vehicles that meet their needs in a holistic way. This dynamic is also redefining the relationship between car buyers and automakers. Today's consumers are not just passive recipients of marketing, they're actively seeking out information, comparing brands, and holding manufacturers accountable for quality and sustainability. With Consumer Reports and other platforms offering an in-depth look at performance, reliability, and safety, consumers now have the upper hand in deciding which brands to trust. It's a reminder to automakers that success in the future will require a commitment to transparency, reliability, and a genuine dedication to customer satisfaction. The shift toward customer-centric innovation. In response to the trends outlined in the Consumer Reports data, automakers are increasingly focusing on customer-centric innovation. What does this mean? Essentially, it's about designing cars, features, and services that directly address the needs and desires of the consumer, rather than simply following industry trends. This approach is more than just a marketing shift. It's a realignment of priorities in how vehicles are conceived, built, and marketed. One example of customer-centric innovation is the shift towards simpler, more intuitive technology in cars. As we saw in the report, many drivers find the latest tech features, especially complex infotainment and driver assistance systems, frustrating or confusing. In response, some brands are now taking a back-to-basics approach, designing interfaces that prioritize ease of use and accessibility. This shift acknowledges that while high-tech features are appealing, they're only valuable if consumers find them intuitive and beneficial in daily use. Another important area is the focus on affordability and long-term value. As consumer demand grows for vehicles that are both affordable and durable, car makers are rethinking the balance of price and quality in their offerings. Some automakers, particularly those catering to budget-conscious buyers, are beginning to prioritize long-term reliability and low maintenance costs over high-end features. By focusing on the overall value a car provides throughout its life, brands are building a stronger connection with consumers who view their vehicle as a lasting investment. Sustainability is also becoming a core element of customer-centric innovation. With more consumers seeking eco-friendly options, automakers are investing in sustainable materials, energy-efficient production, and fuel-efficient or electric models. This focus on environmental responsibility is becoming more than just a selling point. It's becoming a core expectation from a growing number of buyers. The brands that respond by prioritizing greener production practices and eco-conscious designs will likely see greater customer loyalty in the long run. The role of data in shaping automotive trends. One of the most valuable tools for automakers today is data, both from consumer feedback and from platforms like Consumer Reports. With access to real-time data on customer preferences, driving habits, and satisfaction, automakers can adapt quickly to changing market demands, fine-tuning everything from vehicle features to marketing strategies. This data-driven approach is revolutionizing the industry, allowing car makers to stay agile and responsive in a competitive landscape. Data allows automakers to predict trends rather than simply react to them. For example, if data shows a strong preference for fuel efficiency and eco-friendliness, brands can prioritize these aspects in new models. Similarly, if the data suggests that consumers are increasingly frustrated with certain tech features, brands can refine or simplify these elements to better meet user needs. By leveraging this kind of insight, car makers are no longer guessing what buyers want. They're building cars that reflect clear, measurable preferences. For consumers, this shift is a win-win. When brands align more closely with their needs, buyers end up with vehicles that fit their lifestyles better, while also feeling heard and valued by the brands they support. It's a shift that makes cars more than just products. They become personalized solutions designed to enhance the lives of their owners. With companies like Consumer Reports providing honest feedback and real-world ratings, consumers can rest assured that their voices are reaching automakers and influencing the industry in meaningful ways. The evolution of car buying in a digital world. As technology reshapes the automotive industry, it's also revolutionizing the way consumers buy cars. In the past, buying a car involved multiple visits to dealerships, lengthy negotiations, and often a significant time investment. Today, however, many consumers are able to conduct most of their car buying journey online. From researching models to comparing prices and even finalizing purchases, Consumer Reports and other data-driven platforms are at the heart of this transformation, giving buyers more tools to make informed decisions before they even set foot in a dealership. This digital shift aligns perfectly with consumers' growing demand for transparency and convenience. Buyers can now access comprehensive reviews, compare specifications, and even take virtual tours of potential models, all from the comfort of their own home. Many automakers have started offering digital-first options that allow customers to complete the majority of the car buying process online. This isn't just about making car buying easier, it's about giving buyers control over the process and eliminating traditional pain points like high-pressure sales tactics and hidden fees. The result? A car buying experience that feels more personal and trustworthy. When customers can read transparent reviews, access real-world ratings, and complete purchases without feeling pressured, they're more likely to walk away satisfied and confident in their choice. Final thoughts on the future of the car industry. Platforms like Consumer Reports providing detailed insights and holding automakers accountable, the industry is more responsive and consumer-focused than ever before. This shift has set a new standard for quality, transparency, and sustainability, paving the way for a future where cars are built with genuine customer needs in mind. For automakers, this new landscape is both an opportunity and a challenge. Brands that can adapt, innovate, and listen to consumer feedback are positioned to thrive, while those that resist change may struggle to keep up. As data continues to drive decisions and consumers become more informed, we're likely to see a continuous evolution toward cars that are not only reliable and efficient, but also aligned with personal values and environmental goals. For consumers, this is a thrilling time. With access to more information, greater transparency, and a stronger voice in shaping the industry, car buyers have the power to drive positive change in ways that were previously unimaginable. The future of car buying is bright, and thanks to data from Consumer Reports and other sources, it's a future defined by trust, accountability, and innovation.